talking about the journey, I feel very compassionate toward people who are at the beginning of the journey, a young doctor, a young medical student, resident. What advice would you give to a person who is at the beginning of this journey at this point?
Well, the first is try these techniques and have fun with it, because you can't fail by listening more. You just can't. I mean, now you can fail by talking more, but you cannot fail by listening more. And that old adage of God gave you two ears and one mouth, really works. And so I would tell any young person, you know, if you want to make an impact beyond your own efforts, start by listening to others and helping them feel valued.
Mhm.
And then ask questions of curiosity, assume good intent, ask questions of curiosity. That assume good intent is super subtle,
Mhm.
and it's probably almost more powerful than listening or mindful listening. So think about this for a sec. Let's say somebody's driving in front of you and they cut you off. So you have two options there. One, you can get really upset, honk your horn, flip them off, whatever. Or the other is you could go, I wonder if I assume good intent, what could be going on in their mind? And you end up with incredible things. It could be that their wife just went into labor. It could be that they're late for work, and if they're because they had to take something with their child, and if they're late again, they'll be fired. It could be that they just found out they had cancer. I love that Cleveland Clinic empathy video that shows what's going on in people's minds. And I think it's a great video, and maybe I can send you that link as well that you could include.
Mhm.
I show that to my residents
Mhm.
so they can sort of think about, what would it be like if you assumed good intent? And I
Mhm.
coined that, but it's really if you assume the other person had a story going on in their head. And I have to do that all the time. An example of that was I have a friend, and during COVID, he's another senior leader. We really were feeling a little bit down about leadership. And you mentioned positive psychology. And one of the things Sean Aker, who wrote, The Happiness Advantage,
Mhm.
talks about is gratitude journaling. So every day you write down three positive things that happened in the last 24 hours. And that helps you, I think that helps you change your pattern recognition. So you
Mhm.
go from recognizing negative patterns to positive patterns. And I
Mhm.
needed my senior leadership team to begin to look for the positives to help our team to evolve through this challenging time.
Mhm.
And so my friend and I, because I assigned everybody a partner, a happiness partner, where they would share three things every day, either via text or phone or whatever. We still do that 2.5, 3 years later. And so we were in the midst, I was driving and I was verbally dictating, how good these positive things were. And a person needed to cross the street. So I stopped and rolled down my window and waved them to cross the street. And they crossed the street and they never even acknowledged me. And
Mhm.
they were like huffing and puffing as they crossed that street. And it just irritated me. So I pulled up and I rolled down my window and I said, "You're welcome," And I got to thinking, wow, what a hypocrite I am. But it was really important to me to recognize that, hey, I have to be vulnerable with myself.
Mm.
So, but
Yes.
if I could give one pearl to everybody that's out there, is you got this, because you got two ears. Or even if you had a hearing impediment, you're reading lips or you're reading what people are saying.
You're
And if you start
communicating.
by listening to understand, not reply without judgment, then you're developing the most powerful communication technique, and that is dialogue. And it's dialogue that's meant to value the other person, and that's how we serve.